Nintendo Direct is happening next week. Now, honestly, this is fantastic in a lot of ways. And this morning, Nate the Hate had his podcast where he says when the direct timing is going to be. And he does mention that it's going to be next week at some point. This could be anywhere from the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or even the 11th. But there's been a lot of speculation and talks online that this is going to happen tonight. Now, honestly, this is pretty fantastic in a lot of ways for Nintendo fans, but Nate the Hate also goes on to say other things that is definitely really interesting. It makes you scratch your head and wonder, well, I thought it was this instead of that. Anyways, in this video, we'll be discussing everything. Let's get straight into it. Okay, now if you were to ask me, I am absolutely stoked for this Nintendo Direct. Happy, just want to get up and do the boogie. Now honestly, this is fantastic in a lot of ways, because we haven't really seen a Nintendo Direct in a long time. It's been ever since September of 2025, so you might be saying, well, this has got to be a big one, this got to be a massive one. Nate the Hate might have a different story to tell you. Yes, this is going to be a massive Direct, but it might not be as massive as you originally thought. He does say that you might want to temper expectation because there is going to be a lot of third-party games and games that have been rated at ESRB that have not been getting a release date yet, or have not been getting box art or officially announced. So half of the Direct might be dedicated to these third-party games like Elden Ring, the Dust Bloods, and other games that were rated. But then the other half, maybe we could say 15 minutes, is going to be the Legend of Zelda time. So potentially the movie, potentially something else. We're not going to be going super deep into that, but this is definitely really exciting. And then the other half could be main first-party Nintendo games. That is something that he does mention, so potentially this is what's going to be happening. Overall, I'm still keeping a pretty relatively decent expectations, because with Nintendo Directs, it's pretty much like a 50-50 shot. You might love it, you might hate it. Now, he also does go on to say that he's not going to actually give the direct date for this Direct until it gets announced, because if you don't remember, for the Star Fox Direct, this was supposed to be happening in April, but Nintendo pushed it back for 1 week and then everyone got upset. So now he's just going to say his predictions when it actually gets officially announced for Nintendo. And if you don't want to be spoiled the beans on the Direct and everything associated with that, I would just say just get off of Twitter or get off of the internet for 1 day until this Direct actually happens. Then you can sit there and get really excited over the upcoming games. Now, in case you were wondering, well, what about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? This has been a big talk on the internet for a long time. Is that still going to be happening? Well, he does say, actually he mentions it, that Nintendo is going to have to do a reveal on Ocarina of Time. So yes, I honestly believe that it's still going to be happening. I really didn't have any doubts about Nintendo. Hey, Ocarina of Time, not going to be happening. 40th anniversary is going to be for The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks or something. It's most likely going to be Ocarina of Time. It's a massive anniversary. If you looked at it, for the 40th anniversary of Super Mario, you got essentially the biggest games, the biggest Mario games that every Nintendo fan considers, wow, these are masterpieces, which was Mario Galaxy 1 and Mario Galaxy 2 put in a double pack, and there you go. So Ocarina of Time does make sense, and other games could make sense for this as well. But overall, all those things aside, it's definitely really interesting. It is going to be a massive Direct. It's going to be a big Direct. You can't just sit there and say, no, it's going to be a small Direct, because Nintendo likes small things now. You're going to get Ocarina of Time, you're going to get, I don't know, Plunder Toys 3000, and that's going to be it. No, that's not going to be it. Like we said, it's going to be the middle, half of it, 50% or whatever, is going to be third party. There's going to be a lot. And then the other, maybe 15, 25, whatever percent is going to be dedicated to Zelda. And then another percentage is going to be the big Mario games or the big Nintendo games. Yes, Mario's probably going to be making its way there unless they make that for September. But there's been a lot of talks recently that they're not going to be doing a September Direct because Nintendo has been doing good, quotations, doing good without Nintendo Directs all the time, just releasing reveals and sneak peeks. Hope that that's not the case, because a September Direct is very valuable because of the fact that you can give essentially more games that are releasing throughout that year, and then to start off your year, which would be 2027, 3D Mario year potentially. Overall, this is definitely really great. He does say that they're going to be announcing something else big. He's not going to get into that too deep right now, but I will assume that once the Direct actually gets happen, if you want to know the entire Direct, he's going to sit there and say. Also, so there's been an argument that's been going around that it's the Nintendo Switch 2 or the June Direct is going to be like a stacked Direct full of a whole bunch of things to make it up to us. Because if you don't remember, about, I would say like 2 months ago when Nintendo officially did reveal, oh, the price is going to be going up, they did say, we promise we're going to make it up to you. So does this June Direct, does this mean it's going to be absolutely stacked with so many things potential? Or are they going to wait until the September Direct? If these are still going on, I honestly think that they are still going to be going on and they're going to be going around. Are they going to wait until they announce a whole bunch of things like, all right, the $50 price increase, okay, but I get to look forward to the next 3D Mario, Super Mario Galaxy 3. I get to look forward to Luigi's Mansion, or I get to look forward to a whole bunch of other things. Because if you know Nintendo, they do sometimes listen to the community, other times they're more listening to investors, but if they really wanted to, they could easily reveal something like Luigi's Mansion 4 for, you know, October in the September Direct. They could reveal 3D Mario for 2027. Like Nate the Hate says that, yeah, it was supposed to happen in 2026, but then got pushed back to 2027. They could reveal a bunch of things that would make Nintendo fans happy. Overall, I think that this is really exciting. A Nintendo Direct is finally happening. We've been waiting since February. Hey, a Direct is happening. A Direct is happening. Nope, June it is. Now we're in June, and it's time. It's absolutely time to get ready, get excited, put your fist up in the air, and think, what game do I want to see? What game could be happening? I'll be dropping a video about predictions and everything, even though we've talked about this before. We talked about this a lot. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed. Consider to hit that like button, maybe subscribing if you're new. We do a bunch of Nintendo content. Consider to check out this video right here. I'm sure you'll like it. Also, I want to apologize for yesterday's video. Oh boy, you guys did not like that one, and I'm very sorry. It was a little bit misleading on my behalf. I guess I get too excited over some of these things. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I really shouldn't be excited over a game that has not been announced, but for some reason I still am. Anyways, thank you so much for all your support and letting me know how it was misleading in some way. I really appreciate it in so many different ways, and consider to have a great day. Let me know what type of game you would like to see in this upcoming Nintendo Direct. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.